Hello, house lovers. Guess what today is? Yes! It's Christmas. Happy Christmas from me, and what more could you want on Christmas Day than me in your inbox? And if you'd like me in your inbox every week, do hit subscribe and you will be notified of all the fabulous videos that I put out, hopefully every week, tracking the journey of the restoration of this, the wonderful Bonaccord house, a lovely house built in Melbourne in 1874, which we are in the process of renovating and extending. And look, there is the chimney that we had cleaned a few weeks ago. Has Santa come down the chimney? But house lovers, we are not here to be passive aggressive about Santa's lack of arrival at the wonderful Bonaccord house. What we are here for is part 2 of our epic visit to Julia's wonderful house. Julia is the designer who is putting this wonderful project together for us. Her house is amazing. So without further ado, house lovers, let's go and find out about not choosing trendy taps and a shower with a view. Let's talk about the project from the beginning. Now, this is inner city Melbourne. What was here before?
This was a ground level car park, and they built a nice shiny new car park across the road and then sold off the 3 blocks of land that constituted the street parking. I always knew that I wanted to do super modern concrete precast but with sustainable systems, and so originally the project was supposed to be just an investment as an example of those principles.
Ah, really?
But
so
then,
you had no intention of living here when you began the design process?
No, but then it sort of
became so fabulous you seduced yourself.
Yeah, and you know, divorce very early on. I thought, yeah, I want to live here. It was a great neighbourhood, great spot. But this is also a heritage block. So this was the end of 2 heritage streets.
Right.
And so it could have potentially been a nightmare, but thankfully council liked the green aspect.
Let's talk aesthetics then. You had a vacant block, a blank slate. Where did your aesthetic sense of what you wanted the house to look like come from?
Well, it was always started with using raw concrete, so the precast walls, and the simplicity of raw concrete floors, and just everything to develop patina and a really simple palette. But as we know, simple is difficult. And so if you empty this house out, there's very few materials. There's the polished plaster walls, there's the raw concrete, the solid timber paneling, the glazing and steel trims, but really it's very simple and just is a background for the stuff and the layers inside it.
So did your wish to use concrete dictate the aesthetic then as well?
Well, I always wanted to do the off-form concrete, so the timber, the original 70s sort of timber cheap formwork finish on the outside, and then that comes through to the entrance as well. So again, it's quite utilitarian and simple.
And timeless.
Yeah, and so it didn't really have trendy things that dated it, like black taps or...
Okay, no black taps, kids.
And square taps. You will note, people, that at the time I built this house, you know, those square taps were so hot right now. And
we'll have to go and look at the taps.
Just skip the taps. Just skip all trendy things. It's just about it aging well. Make it fairly neutral, then you're not going to get sick of it yourself, and you can play with things
over time.
And then if you sell it, it doesn't need to be unnecessarily renovated because you've put crap in.
Okay, let's talk about services. Very unsexy, but it is really interesting because again, one of the things that struck me was your practicality. Now, I'm a Taurus, very practical and low maintenance.
Well, I'm a Cancerian. We should date.
Which all about we're perfect for each other. Oh my God, this is a match made in astrological heaven.
Architectural astrological heaven.
Yes.
So as part of that, I wasn't moving in a hurry, so I wanted flexibility. And so again, with the view to not having to renovate and strip everything out and throw things away, waste people. And with concrete, it's not easy to drill a new hole and run a new service, or you can, but of course you have to expose everything. So I've very much, because this is 3 stories, I very much wanted to have service ducts in this house that are hidden in the joinery so that you can have much easier access to run more electricals. Some sections of the house do have a floating ceiling, so again you can run more services there, but we haven't had to.
Okay, now we have to see the taps that aren't trendy. Is this your guest powder room?
This is Dijon.
Aha! Julia?
Yes.
Is that not a trendy tap?
I think it's subtle enough.
Excellent. Thank you for welcoming us to your boudoir. Now, this is very panelled and it has a very different feel. It's lots of timber, So what was the idea up here?
Well, being the top floor with so much light,
Yeah.
I didn't want it to be just a white box and glary.
Yeah.
I thought it could take a lot more sort of warmth and texture.
It does feel very warm. It feels very...
Just cocooned, especially
Cocoony
wrapping the
and safe.
panelling around.
A lovely space to sleep in, I imagine.
Yeah.
So you didn't design this exclusively as a bedroom. It was a flexible space, but you had an eye towards future use.
Definitely, because people could use it as a different living space. I used to have it as a study, library.
Yeah.
Always with the view that it could be flexible, because I put the ensuite bathroom in. It's just, again, that flexibility. I designed it so a bed could go exactly in the right spot with the
Yep.
PowerPoints and
Yep.
all of that consideration. But it is actually beautiful to sleep up here. It's great.
It is, it's beautiful. And you have the beautiful outdoor space, which I will just wander out onto now. So you've designed access to outdoors really at every level. Even the front lobby is sort of a little enclosed, off-street portiere.
Because we're so tight to the boundary, it was getting those layers, and so you don't feel like you're in a flat or disconnected from the street and nature. And it's just getting some greenery in everywhere. And we're really lucky here with the street trees, and the neighbour has this incredible lemon-scented gum. We get greenery from all angles.
You do. Hello,
So
Wilbur.
Wilsey.
Wilbur the Wonder Dog. Now, Julia, what are these blue boxes I see before me?
These are my wardrobes. They're very new. I've just designed them because now that I sleep up here, I needed to bring my clothes with me. And so they're all on wheels. They're designed to be like roadie boxes, packing crate. I could play with them in the space, and I wanted them low line to not enclose the space too much.
No, a gentleman should never ask, but can we see the bathroom?
This way.
A charming and intimate shower. Now, there are two things about your shower, Juliet. The first is the clear glass behind, which is interesting. Do you ever
Not
feel...
had any problems so far with teenagers.
And is it true, Julia, that we can see Government House from your shower?
Yes, yes. Desperately protecting that glass of the view.
What you might not be able to see, but I'll try and show, is that through there, over the other side of the river, is Melbourne Government House, and you can see the tower quite clearly, and you can also see it lit up at night. Julia, thank you for showing us your house. It is beautiful, and it was the reason that we thought you are the person for us. And looking at this house makes me know that ours is just going to be
Good.
fabulous. I can't wait.
It will be.
Are you enjoying the process?
Yeah, it's great. The old and the new is so beautiful. It's going to be timeless and adventurous and quirky and cool and...
Tick, 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 all of the above.
It'll be beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There we are, house lovers. Thank you to Julia for showing us her fabulous house, and I will see you very soon. There we are, house lovers. Isn't her home amazing? She designed it, she project managed it, and she often laboured on it. It really is, pardon the pun, a labour of love, and a fantastic house, very inspiring. And if you are interested in other such house visits where I'm trying to find inspiration for our own home, do subscribe, because I am going to be spending the next year visiting other people's homes to get great ideas about what they've done or not done, the decisions they've made about their homes, which hopefully will inspire and inform some of the decisions we are making here in Bonnecourt House. Have a wonderful Christmas, and as ever, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for hitting like if you did like. Thank you for subscribing, and I look forward to seeing you next week for some other brilliant episode of what's going on here at Bonnecourt House. Until then, house lovers, take care. Happy Christmas. Bye.